you're trying everything to be productive, you are doing everything you can, but there's no progress. I mean, you stick yourself into the world of self-help, of maybe motivational. You're reading so many books, you're going to so many seminars. I mean, you're doing everything you can to improve on your productivity, but it's still the same thing. No progress. There's no progress you make. There's nothing you do that is actually changing how you do everything in your life. Anyway, I'm here to tell you something. You're not productive. You're not productive because you're competing with them. You compare your productivity to them. You're competing with other people. You know what? This is something that, let me talk about this thing so deeply so that you can understand how this can affect your productivity in one way or another. So the moment you compare yourself to someone else, because maybe someone else that does what he or she does very better than you, maybe someone else is successful than you, and you always compare yourself. Maybe you copy his or her routine. I mean, especially there's so many videos in YouTube here. There's so many videos, billions of videos talking about productivity, and the only thing you do is watch several videos and you imply that exactly the same thing that you learn from that video in your life, in your productivity, and you're not being productive because nothing is working the way you exactly want, because you're copying someone else plan, you're copying someone else schedule, you're copying someone else ways of doing things. I'm not saying that it's wrong for you to imitate someone else who is successfully on doing several things so that at least you be productive too. I'm not saying that's bad. I'm not saying that's bad, and I'm not against that. I'm not against that. So just know that if you're watching so many YouTube videos so that at least you be productive, so that you at least have an idea, so that you can implement certain things into your life for you also to be productive, then know that you're not doing it right. You're not doing it right because you're using someone else's schedule. For you to be productive, you have to figure out your own schedule. You have to figure out your own way of doing things. You have to figure out your own ways of doing things. Because what I can tell you is that if someone tells you that he or she wakes up at 5, maybe to work out, you can't do the same. You can't do the same because actually your schedule is different. Your life is different from theirs. The way you handle things is different. Maybe the places you live are different. There's so many variables. So you can't use the same schedule as someone else does for you to know what to be productive. So let's talk about it. That is all about schedule. So don't try to copy someone else's schedule, because the moment you copy someone else's schedule for you to be productive, because maybe you see so and so doing something that he or she makes him or her to be productive, and you think maybe if I implement this, if I copy exactly the way he or she does his or her tasks, then you know what, I can also be productive. If you have been doing that for a while and you don't see changes, then know that the main issue here is to do with you copying someone else's schedule. Because when you copy someone else's schedule, you copy someone else's plan, then this is like you are trying to compare yourself to them. You're trying to compare yourself to them. And the moment you compare yourself to them when it comes to productivity, then there's nothing. You won't think outside of the box. You won't think out of the box, yeah? Outside of the box, out of the box, yeah? Whatever. So you won't think out of the box because you'll always be trying to implement exactly what those people are doing. And when you do that, in one way or another, you'll be competing with them. So when you compete with them because you're comparing yourself to them. So this will actually drag you down. This will lower your productivity. And the moment you try to copy everything that those people are doing, you try to compare yourself to them, you try to compete with them, then you'll always feel frustrated whenever something doesn't work out the way you expect it to work out, the way you expect it to be. And that's it. So you have to sit down, you have to figure out your own way of how you can be productive. Because if I'm telling you that I usually wake up very early and I do writing and I read, maybe I edit my YouTube videos, you can't do the same thing, because actually my schedule now is very different from yours. And the way I do so many things, the way I come up the way I come about this productivity thing is not actually the same way that you do. So let me tell you something here. As for me, the issue of being productive, for me, being productive is when actually I intend to do something and I do it and I get the result that I was expecting from it. So when when I'm supposed to to shoot a video, maybe a YouTube video, this weekend, you know what, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. If I said maybe, I'm going to shoot this video after maybe I've had my breakfast. So after eating breakfast, I'll make sure that I shoot that video and get done with it and do something else. That, to me, that is productivity, because I'm getting things done. It may not be the same case to you. It might not be the same issue to you. So what I can tell you is that don't ever compete with other people when it comes to productivity. If you see maybe someone else doing more things than you can do, then you know what, that person, the capability that person has is not actually the same as yours. That's it. Maybe the energy that person has is not the same as yours. So you can't compete with them. You can't compete. The more you compete with them, the more you get frustrated. And if you get frustrated, then you won't even be motivated to do anything that actually will improve your productivity. So this is what I've been thinking about. So when you compete with other people, when you compete with them, you'll actually end up comparing yourself to them. And all these things, competing and comparing yourself to them, when it comes to productivity, will actually ruin you. This will actually ruin your productivity, and you won't do anything positive. You won't do anything that will push you forward, because what I can tell you is that the results that you're going to get are not going to be the same as theirs. So if someone can write 5 articles per day, and you know that and you're trying to write more articles than that person so that at least you increase your productivity, then you know what? You won't do that, because you're trying to compete with someone else. You're trying to compare yourself to someone else. And this actually is wrong. This is wrong. So I'm here to tell you that for you to be productive, you have to get things done. Just go with your capability. Just know your limits. Know your limits. Know what you can handle, and go for that thing. If you know that maybe I can only write 1 article per day, you know what? Get that article done. Yeah, get that article done. If you know that I can only go to gym, maybe twice a week, you know what? Get that done. Maybe go twice a week. As time goes by, then you'll eventually find a way maybe to add more days into your gym routine. And that's it. So I'm telling you here, just get the small things done. Get the small things that you are needed to do done. And this is what is actually going to improve your productivity. Every day, every single day, and every year, every month. I mean it, guys. So get things done. Don't try to compete with other people because you are seeing them achieving more than you want to. Yeah. We are sometimes, that's normal, for us humans, looking at someone else and maybe wishing you also can be able to do the things that they do for you to move from one step to another. Yeah, that's normal. That's normal, but you don't have to compete to anyone. You don't have to compete with anyone when it comes to productivity, because actually the energy you have, the capability you have is not the same as theirs. And that is what I'm here to tell you. You are not ever productive because you're always competing with them. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you're new to my channel, kindly subscribe so that this at least you keep on seeing similar content. And thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.